We're here to talk to you today about our septic pump out program, which is a joint collaboration between the Roanoke Valley Allegheny Regional Commission and Roanoke County Stormwater, and is funded by the Virginia Environmental Endowment. Let's start with you, Gabriel.
We host a number of stakeholder meetings that involve watershed partners throughout the Regional Commission service area. And during one of those meetings, we got on the conversation with Roanoke County about issues with septic systems and how they impact our waterways here. Pump outs are a really good way to reduce nutrients from on-site septic systems. Roanoke County already does a lot through their stormwater program to address those loads. And so we found this grant opportunity from the Virginia Environmental Endowment to fund a cost-free septic pump out program.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Roanoke County's water quality goals and how this helps fit your work?
Well, sure. Roanoke County has requirements under the MS4 Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System permit that is issued to us by DEQ, or coverage under that permit. And some of the requirements are to reduce bacteria in our local waterways, because our waterways are currently impaired for bacteria, particularly Roanoke River and some of the creeks. So because septic systems often fail and they can impact groundwater, we try to focus on training our citizens to do maintenance, and we do that typically through newsletters. So this was an opportunity for us to reach out in a bigger, broader way and actually fund that work so that they could make the change in the field.
And that maintenance is really important, right?
Absolutely, because if you don't maintain your septic system, you're running the risk of having an impact to your house. Being a person who owns a house with a septic system myself, I've experienced that, and it's really not very fun. When your system gets backed up, if you haven't maintained it properly, you're running the risk of having raw sewage in your home, or maybe in a lesser degree in your front yard.
Gabriel, can you talk a little bit more about the water quality impacts and the impairments in our region?
Sure. So there are a number of waterways in Roanoke County that are impaired by bacteria, and those impairments do include on-site septic systems. And so, again, one of the ways that we measure how we are reducing pollutant loads to our waterways is by how many pump outs are done through or within the watershed, so the area draining to a certain waterway. And so reporting these or just putting them into models can help us understand how much is actually going into our waterways and what else we need to do to make more reductions.
And part of this program, part of how we kind of applied to this program was through the Chesapeake Bay Initiative, right, through DEQ?
Roanoke County is partially within the Chesapeake Bay watershed. Actually, just the Catawba Valley region of the county flows through the James River system. And so septic systems have been identified as a real impairment to not only water quality in the region, but also water quality in the Chesapeake Bay. So this will help us reach those goals that are broader than our region, our state, to try and support the Chesapeake Bay and the cleanup work that's been going on for some time now.
Yeah, so we have a program that is addressing public health needs in terms of helping people maintain their septic systems, that's addressing our regional water quality needs for some of our more local waterways, as well as statewide and federal goals for improving the Chesapeake Bay. So I think it's easy to see why this made so much sense and this synergy came into being. Can we talk a little bit more about the requirements for the program?
Sure. Yeah, so based on this program, there are a couple of requirements to be eligible for participation. One of those is being a homeowner within the county, also having a septic system that hasn't been pumped in over 3 years. Typically, you want to see systems pumped every 3 to 5 years to maintain a healthy system. And then one last requirement is it is for homeowners who are at or below the 2021 federal poverty line, or 200% of that line. And so this number changes for the amount of family or household members within a abode. And so the reason we're doing this is because, pump outs can be expensive, maintenance tasks can be expensive, so we would really like to help those homeowners who might not have that maintenance budgeted in their finances. So it's really, again, not only to support water quality, but also to help create more resilient homes for those who might need assistance.
Now, Cindy, one of the additional requirements for the grant is that they attend a workshop. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. We are going to host a workshop in each magisterial district. So we'll have 5 altogether. We'll also have an online option for those folks who can't attend the workshop in person. The goal here is to first of all explain to the citizens why we've opted to do this program together. Obviously we have a water quality issue with bacteria. So because septic systems, when they're in poor maintenance conditions, can absolutely impact water quality because they can get into the groundwater, we're going to be explaining that we want to help with maintenance for those folks who have low income so that we can improve water quality also. By helping them with the pump out, we also hopefully are postponing future maintenance so that they won't have big repairs. At the workshop, we'll talk about how they actually will apply, and we'll go through discussion of how the septic system actually works. We'll talk about you flush the toilet, you take a shower, you wash your dishes, that wastewater goes into a pipe, it ends up into the septic tank. The septic tank then has a means for that water to escape, get into a distribution box, and it gets spread out into the ground through some pipes that are perforated so that the water can leach into the soil. So we'll talk about all of that, how it works and how best to maintain it, how to troubleshoot it when you see some problems.
What are some of the most common questions people have about the program?
Well, really, I think the biggest thing folks ask is, do they qualify based on their household income levels? I know that piece of this program is something that might not be easily understood if you're not familiar with the federal poverty line. The application process has been set up by Roanoke County staff, and they have done a great job to try to make it streamlined and as easy as possible for applicants to submit their forms for the program.
So, Gabriel, can you tell us a little bit about what happens after the person has applied?
Sure, yeah. So once you submit your application, a staff member will take a look at it and review and process it, make sure the information you provided is accurate, and then if it is and you are approved for the program, staff will reach out to you to notify you of your approval. They will then submit your information to Tidy Services and their septic coordinator, who will reach out to you via your contact information provided in the application to work with you to schedule a pump out that is convenient for you. And during this time, Tidy will ask questions about the septic system, any information that might be helpful for Tidy once they get out there.
Yeah, and the caveat here specifically with regards to what Tidy can do, right, is that if they're going to help locate the septic tank if the septic tank is not, if you don't already know where it is, correct?
Right.
And then if it's below 3 feet, they'll excavate up to 3 feet. If it's below 3 feet, then that is a cost that the property owner would have to maybe take on, correct?
Right, that is correct.
So once Tidy has scheduled all those things and shows up, then what happens next?
So when Tidy comes to your home, the first thing they're going to want to do is have you show them where your septic tank is, if you know. Hopefully you do know. Hopefully you have some sort of a manhole or an observation port for cleaning, and Tidy will be able to access that. They have agreed to dig no more than 3 feet to reach the septic tank. After that, that cost will be borne, that extra cost will be borne by the applicant. But let's assume Tidy has found the septic tank, they found the manhole cover to the septic tank. They're going to take that off, they're going to roll out a very long hose from their truck, and they're going to insert it down into the manhole, and then they will extract the sewage and solids and whatnot that have accumulated in the tank. And when they're finished, they just roll it back up and put the lid on and drive away. It's a pretty seamless operation. as long as they can find the tank. It would be very, very helpful as an applicant that has been approved for this if you could try to locate your tank in advance. That would save a lot of extra time on Tidy's part.
So Gabriel, what happens if when Tidy comes out, they discover that maybe there's a problem with the septic system?
Right, so Tidy will make a kind of a general inspection to see if there's any cracks or anything wrong with the septic system. If it is determined that there is a issue or something that needs more attention than just a pump out, Tidy will make a recommendation that some more repairs need to be done to the system to ensure that it's functioning properly. The Virginia Department of Health has programs that are available for homeowners who need to make more costly repairs.
And that's great for the applicant because that's a new opportunity. The program through the Virginia Department of Health is funded through the American Rescue Plan Act, and an applicant who qualified for our program, I think, would qualify under that ARPA funding, correct?
Yes, that ARPA funding would provide a great opportunity for homeowners involved in this program to again make more repairs if their system needs it. And that could be determined when Tidy comes out to do a pump out.
Thanks for sticking with us. You are welcome to come to our in-person sessions, and we hope you will. But since you watched this video, you officially have met your requirement for a virtual or online training. If you need more information, you can log on to roanokecountyva.gov/septic. So congratulations. If you would like to apply, the website is available, and you can also reach out to our offices at the Roanoke Valley Allegheny Regional Commission and talk to Gabriel to ask any further questions that you have.